Hello everybody, yes, how excited am I? Now stay with us because we've got a fantastic one day special coming up. But of course, first of all, I need to spin the deal wheel. Let's give it a spin then. Fingers crossed for a good one. Here we go. Oh. Do you know, I've missed the shows today, so I'm not sure what's been out there yet. There we go. Oh, is it slowing down? Is it slowing down? Come on. Where's it going to go? Oh, £5 off, £25 or more that you spend, of course. Of course, full terms and conditions can be found on the website, but you need to enter the code at the point of checkout, of course. The code you need, there's on screen for you. Use the promo code DEAL5. You must enter that code. You need to spend a minimum of £25, of course, after all of the discounts ending, excluding postage and packaging. The promotion will only be valid for the live show, not during the repeats or rewinds, so very important. So as I say there, to qualify, checkout must be completed within 15 minutes at the end of the show. You can find full terms and conditions on the website, of course. Hello, Antony Minnis.
Hello.
Fancy meeting you here.
I know, indeed. Indeed. Hello.
This is a real treat.
Ah,
it really, really is.
It's great to be back.
I'm so pleased as well, and we've already got emails coming in. Antony, welcoming you back here to Hochanda.
Thank you very much.
It doesn't seem that long since I was last working with you, but actually it is a while.
Do you know what? One of my memories come back on Facebook, and this time last year we were actually doing one day special together
I know,
on the 23rd.
I saw that. Yes.
How uncanny.
How bizarre is that? Well, of course, the one day special this time is Prima, and absolutely fantastic products. We've got moulds, we've got stencils, we've got all sorts for you. But of course, we are going to start with the one day special itself. And these, Antony, are cracking moulds, aren't they?
They really, really are. So you're going to get florals here, you're going to get borders, and you're going to get sort of accents to finish off any type of project that you want to do. So whether it be, you know, and I know that you've been doing some fantastic designs as well, Catherine, behind us here, whether it's furniture, whether it's card making, whether it's just general home decor projects, whether it's like book covers, journal covers, you can really, really go to town with these moulds from Prima. Now, Prima is a well-known American brand. It's been around for absolutely years. Yeah. What I really love about these moulds is you're going to get so many elements within just the one mould.
You certainly are. They are fantastic, aren't they? And what other mediums can we put in there other than air drying clay?
Well, obviously, yeah, we've got the air drying clay. Now, you can be using the clay that we've got on the show that is brand new from Prima. So have a look at that one, check that one out. That's a really beautiful clay. Yep. And I'll be honest with you, when I first saw it, I was like, it's completely different from what I've ever used. But you know what? I've fallen in love with it. The reason being, when you get it out of the packet, yes, it does actually seem quite heavy, but there's a lot of moisture in there. When it dries, it looks like marble, but then it does go really, really air dry. There is actually paper in there, so you can't put it outside unless you do actually coat it. Yeah. Okay, but you can be putting things like your hot glue gun straight from there. You can be putting your resins. These moulds are particularly good for resins. Because they are all on the same plane, okay? There's other moulds that maybe you have to fill half of it, wait until it's set, then to tip it another angle. These moulds are all on one plane, so you can fill the entire mould really, really quickly. As well as that, if you're into your cake decorating, you can be using these moulds to that, because these ones are food grade silicone.
They certainly are. Of course, if you want a set for crafting and a set for food, then you need two sets, of course, for hygiene reasons, but they are perfectly food safe. Now, of course, with the deal wheel, what did we get there? We got £5 off, didn't we? We've got £5 off if you spend £25 or more. So, of course, you can make a saving on the one-day special and any other items as long as the value is over £25. Let's give you the details as well. But first of all, just got to let you know that because everything's coming from the US, then the 9th of March is the dispatch from date. So just bear that in mind, but well worth the wait. So the one-day special itself, these are Prima redesign. They're good size moulds as well. The size is there, 5 by 8 inches. So if you look at a ruler and work that out, these aren't little moulds, these are enormous moulds. They're the silicone mould collection. You've got the rose, you've got the forest flora, and you've got the Italian accents as well. But we've got more coming up for you as well. So £8 is the saving. You've got a flexi buy, and you've got the extra £5 off as well. 137051 is the item number. Now, we're already very, very busy. Oh no, we're already over 10% of the stock gone. Wow, this is on the one-day special, but we have more to show you as well. So, moving down, let's have a look at the next bundle, Anthony. These are gorgeous.
I love this, particularly this one just here. You're going to get 18 different elements on there. These have actually been designed for to put onto wooden doorknobs. But you can see, I'm sure, that you could be making things like jewellery with them.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be using them for perfect little accents for your mixed media projects and even your card projects, because these are small enough. But yeah, there's 18 different ones in just that mould alone. Phenomenal value for money. And like the other moulds on the one-day special, these ones are food grade as well.
Yes, everything food grade in the moulds we've got today. Now, the details on the screen there is per mould. This is, you've got options here. Yeah. So the two you're looking at, but also you've got the option of going for the individuals of the moulds in the one-day special as well. So if you have got a budget, if you have got a particular favourite, you can go for one of the moulds individually on the one-day special. That individual price is £17.99. Item number 295294. Do bear in mind that £5 off though, because it's not really that much more to spend to get to 25 and then you get £5 off. So do bear that in mind, of course. We've got lots more coming up on the show as well. 295294 is the item number. Now, the clay itself, we did say this is brand new. And I'm with you, Anthony, as well. I did work with samples. This is very different to other clays. It
is very different. Yeah, you know, when I originally got it, I was like, it is completely and utterly different to what I've ever used. But do you know what? I liken it to fondant, in actual fact.
Yes.
So it's quite substantial to put in there, easy enough to put in there. Yeah. When you get it out, what they recommend is you actually leave it to dry, but you put a damp cloth over the top of it. Now, the reason for that is, if you want the distressed look, don't bother the damp cloth, and sometimes it will start to crack, which is a really great effect. But if you don't want those cracks, it just recommends you to put a damp cloth maybe just after an hour or so it doesn't like dent your cast. Yeah. Leave it overnight, 24 hours, possibly a little bit more depending on the thickness of the casting, and you're good to go. This dries, and I honestly thought it was like marble. I really did. It was beautiful.
Do you know, it is fantastic. And I used it on the piece of furniture behind us as well, the table. I've used it on those accessories as well. Love upcycling. That's what I've done. Now, 20% of the stock has already gone on the clay. Because this is a new clay, and we were new to it as well, Anthony.
Absolutely.
If anybody gets this home, I'm sure Anthony is available, you know, to answer any questions when you get it home. If you need any advice, or double check on any of the details as well. There we are on the screen. £16.99 is the price. So you're getting 400 grams of modelling material for £16.99. Lovely packaging, lovely little pots as well that are resealable.
That's the thing, you know, because they are small pots. You're going to get 4 in there. You know, sometimes you have a tendency when you get air dry clay, you open the pack and then it's all open to the air. But because you've got 4 little containers here, you can just use what you want when you want and put it back in there and seal it. That's the most important thing.
It is important as well. And love little pots to decorate if you want to. 287302 is the item number. So just £16.99 for 4 pots. Let's have a little look at these. Yeah. Now then, I don't know, this is sealed.
Do you want me to grab one?
You grab one of yours, Anthony, rather than me undoing that, I think. She says as she's now done it.
Have you done it?
There we are, look. So that's what you're getting there. It smells nice as well.
It does. Let's just actually open one up, because, you know, when you actually get them, they're like pellets, okay? So that's what you're going to get, okay? But you can see how easy that is to manipulate. So it's really going to go in those moulds nice and easily as well. Like I say, at the moment it's sort of like almost a cream colour, but when it dries it does actually go white.
It does.
Okay, and then you can overpaint it with any of the mediums that you're already using on your craft projects.
You certainly can do. Now, 1/3 of the stock of the clay is already gone. Don't forget, this is brand new clay for this show, for the one-day special. You can use other things in there as well. Polymer clay, I don't know if we mentioned polymer clay, the oven bake as well, your resins, your fillers, all sorts of things you could put into those molds. Indeed, in actual fact,
these particular moulds will go up to, and I had to look this one up, but it's 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 260 degrees centigrade, these particular moulds can go up to. So,
wow, incredible.
They're going to work in the oven.
Oh, we're busy, busy, busy. Now then, let's have another look at the one-day special. Details there on the screen for you. You can see you're getting the rose, you're getting the forest flora, and you're getting the Italian accents in the one-day special. You've got an £8 saving here, and 2 payments if you want to take flexi-buy option. Don't forget that £5 off though. I spun the wheel, £25 or more that you're spending, you do get that £5 discount as long as you put the code in. Item number 137051. There we are. So that's your one-day special. We're very, very busy. I'm not surprised. Absolutely wonderful to work with all the products, and we've got much more to talk about as well.
Yes.
But I think first of all, let's see a little bit of inspiration from Antony's own samples. They're just fabulous. And of course, we've got lots of wonderful demonstrations from Antony during these shows. Now, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a heads up actually, because we have got the individuals available for you, and we're extremely busy on this one in particular. So here we have, oh wow, you'll never guess how much has gone.
Go on.
We're approaching 70% of the stock gone.
I'm not
on
surprised.
This one.
I love this one because it's got the keyholes in there, but you know, you can decorate boxes with it really nicely. You can cut into them as well. So
Yeah.
I've always said this about moulds. Don't just look at a mould and think you have to use the whole
Definitely
thing.
not.
Cut them in half, makes it look completely
Well,
different.
straight away when I'm looking at these, Antony, where the key is, if you don't want to use it as a keyhole, if you go for one of the other options, which is this one, you could overlay some of those on top to hide the keyhole. I'm just going to show this sample actually, just to show, because there we have one of the decorative elements from the keyholes there. Yeah. There's no key in that one actually. But look, those other individual elements, 18 of those in one, that's how you can put them onto a little knob there, a little handle or a little doorknob.
Yes.
They look great to decorate. It really
They
do have
do,
that
you know, I've done a
decorative
couple in polymer
element.
here, you know. These are in black. We've got some gilding wax on the show as well, but these again would make really beautiful brooches, possibly even earrings, definitely pendants. So you know you can really go to town with how those are used.
Antony,
go on.
We have a technical sellout already on the keyholes. That means all stock is allocated.
Wow.
We've still got the seahorse treasures. These are the ones that you've seen I've used on the little handle there. We've also got the moulds that are part of the one-day special as well. Of course, the saving is in the one-day special, but you can get those individually as well. Now, the sea moulds. Yeah. Already, how much has gone as that one? Oh, 40% of the stock has gone as that one.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
We are quarter of the stock gone for the one-day special.
Wow.
For the one-day special. We're extremely busy. And we've got queues on the phones as well. So, sorry, Antony, I want you to demo. I don't want to keep butting in.
Can I just say one thing about the moulds? You know, I've got some other moulds here. These are other Prima ones, but what I really love about these moulds, okay, so if you've ever used moulds in the past, okay, they obviously come in all shapes and sizes, and do you know what? I always find it really difficult to find the moulds, but these are like books. You can actually write on the side in just a pen what each individual mould is, and you can actually put them on a bookshelf. And you know, I know everyone says about dies, how difficult dies are to store, but these moulds in particular are just so easy. So you can get a whole library of these going, and like I say, right on the side, and you can literally just pull them out, and away you go. So that's another reason why I like these particular moulds.
Wow.
But
right, demonstration time then, Antony. What are we going to see?
We're going to go for a canvas, okay? So it's going to possibly take all of the show. Okay, so let's just have a look at the moulds. Okay, this is one of the ones in the one-day special. So with this one, you're going to get 3 different flowers. And let me just get the ruler, okay? Because when I saw this rose in particular, I'll be honest with you, I've never ever seen one cast that is so big. So the sort of size we're talking here is 13 centimetres across, just for the one large rose, by about 11.5. Okay, so they're really substantial pieces. These are going to work on your furnishings.
Yeah.
These are going to work on possibly journal covers.
They would make great wall art, wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
Do you know, I know that you could shape those around furniture as well if you've got something that's air drying. Can you imagine going up the corner of a chest of drawers or something and sort of trailing roses around the edge? Yeah.
So that's that one. Okay, you've then got, I think this is like a wild rose, am I right? Or a peony? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a peony, but yeah,
we're talking 7 centimetres wide by about 6 in height. So again, really, really substantial. And then you've got the smaller rose here, which is 6 centimetres by 5.
Wonderful.
Right, now, what I'm going to recommend, okay, now, I looked at the website and it said you don't actually need cornflour, but I'll be honest with you, if you do get the clay straight out of the pack, sometimes it can still be a little bit sticky. So as most people are used to using cornflour in their moulds anyway, you know, there's no harm. Okay, so we're just gonna pop some in there. We're gonna go for the small rose. Okay, so just pop a little bit in there. Okay. And another great thing I love about this, you can actually see where your cornflour's gone. Okay.
Yes, because of the colour of the mould.
Because of the colour of the mould, so you can actually see where that actually goes in. And I can see now that I've actually covered that. So just tap a little bit out. Now we're going to come to the fun bit, and this is the clay. Okay. So this is very, very pliable, okay, and when you first get it out, just knead it a little bit, okay, and you can see it is sort of like quite fibrous, okay, but it has got that fondant feel to it.
I would agree with you there, yes.
So it is quite firm, but as you can see, just by using your fingers alone, you can pop that into the mould really, really nice and easily. Okay, so let's just go in there. I am going to use my Dresden tool because again, it's just what you're used to, you know. But if you haven't, then yeah, you can use your fingers. As with all clays, if you spill over the edge, then when you actually take it out of the cast, okay, what you're going to find is you're going to have to go around there and snip it and tidy it up. So it's best to tidy up when you've actually got the clay in the
Well,
moulds.
we're busy for that clay, Anthony. Over 60% of the stock has gone already, and we're only 16 minutes into the show.
Ooh, okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, so let's just pop that in. You can see, so even though it looks, and I'll be honest with you, when I first got it out, I was like, well, how on earth am I going to get that into some of the finer details? But surprisingly, it goes in there really, really well.
It certainly does.
Okay, so just pop that in. Like I said, this is a Dresden tool, which is a cake decorating tool. But if you've got a ball tool, anything that basically isn't sharp, you can place that in there like so. Okay.
I think we've got a little gift coming in, Anthony. I shall hand it to you in a second.
Okay, so indeed we can go for a metal tool there as well. So this is a, and again, because it's not sharp, just, there we go, just tuck that inside. Okay, I'll be honest with you, because this is slightly firmer than maybe other air dry clay that you've actually used, okay, then possibly a metal tool is slightly better. Right, so once we get to that, go on.
Sorry, I'm just getting an update. Oh, it's all right. I'm not right. We're just checking on something.
Okay.
Over 70% of the stock of the clay is gone.
Right. So once you've actually firmed that down, okay, like I say, we're going to tuck that just in so you can see the outside of the edge there. Then just a little bit of flexing, and this is where it really, really is nice and easy. Because it is firm, unlike a lot of other clays, okay, you can see literally I can just bend, there we go, the mould, and it is just standing upright by itself. Okay, so you can either do it this way, or you can just pop it out, okay, and then literally just peel it back, entirely up to you which way you do it.
Look at that.
But that is the beautiful, beautiful rose. There we go.
Now, I don't know how it picks up on camera, the colour, but you can see that it has, as you said, Anthony, before, you've got that creamy colour. It will go much whiter as it dries.
Let me just bring, this is an embellishment that I've made from the same clay, so you can see that it's just a little bit more white, okay, once it's actually dry. Now, at the moment, it does feel a little bit heavy, but when it dries,
very lightweight.
Very, very lightweight indeed.
As well, can't
and you can shape it. So the way to actually shape it is just get yourself something that's curved. I'm being really naughty. This is one of the other products on the show. So while it's in my hand, I'm going to show it anyway. This is a flexible stencil, self-adhesive. Okay. So if you haven't already found this on the website, then jump ahead, because seriously, this is in total. Let's have a look. I think it's something like, is it 13 metres?
We have got an offer. We've got choices, actually. We've got 3 flexible stencils for you, and there's a lot on them. 15 yards.
Do you know what, there's a little bit of paper down there that I've converted into metres.
You could be,
there we go.
15 yards.
It's 13.7 metres.
13.7 metres of stencil on this particular one.
These are reusable to a certain extent. So they have got a self-adhesive backing.
Is this one the same?
No, that one is different.
This one's different.
That one's different. So that one was, I think, about 2.7.
Actually, there's 3 yards on this one.
But that is wider.
But the choice we've got of these, where you've got 13.7 metres, they are incredible, reusable, so you can put these around, of course, your vases. You could put them on the walls. You can put them on furniture.
What I really like about these is that if you actually want to do a border, okay, you can cut them at 45 degrees and then you can stick them together. How awkward it is to try to get a stencil that is that big.
I think as well. You see, I'm all about the home decor as well. If you've got tiles you want to update, paint your tiles and stencil onto your tiles with these as well. Now, it is a choice. It is a choice. We've got 2 different options.
This, the rose one is a continuous pattern, but the other one you have there, that is actually in segments, so you can actually cut that out and use that separately.
Wonderful. So, let's have a look at the options we've got. Of course, you've got the tea rose garden, you've got the Casablanca tile, and you've got the irregular triangles as well. Now, the irregular triangles, not so much in length, but it's a deeper stencil. It's a much taller one. So you have got those options there, 508 454 29.99. But remember, there's £5 off because of spinning the wheel, of course, from earlier on. So you do get that £5 if you remember to put the deal code in there as well. But incredible that you can reuse those and just put them around. You know, if you want to even decorate, I don't know, a bin for your room or something like that, you can make it look very pretty.
Absolutely anything. You know, even, and we'll do this probably tomorrow, a terracotta pot, we'll just put it around one of those as well. So yeah, you can really go to town. Now, with these, I've always said, you know, with other clays, if you press too hard, you'll squash all the beautiful detail that makes the mould. This one, you know, because it's like a fondant, it's a little bit harder. Okay, so you can manipulate a little bit more, but just very, very carefully, just keep on bending that. And then when you're happy with what it's got to go around, just leave it, okay? Now, what I've tended to do is when I've actually got sort of like maybe left it an hour, I then get some cling film, okay? And then like stretch it round to make sure it keeps in place. And obviously you're going to keep the moisture in there as well. But like I say, if you want to leave it to crack, so you want that distressed look, then just leave it on a piece of kitchen cloth. It will then help take out all of the moisture. But if you don't want that effect, then just put it onto maybe a glass tile or your cutting mats, and then put a damp cloth over.
It is just a case of not letting it dry out too quickly. So don't, I know we haven't got the sun out at the moment so much, but if you don't do it in a conservatory where you've got intense heat.
Now, also with this, and you've said this as well, Catherine, you can paint it straight away near enough. Okay, so let me just pop that clay back in our little pot there, okay, and we're just going to paint it. I think that's because
of the consistency of the clay again, because it is firm. I've tried before painting other clays before they're dry and you lose the definition. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but don't go really heavy-handed
Don't go really heavy and you'll be fine.
But certainly you can paint on them while they're wet. And in fact, that also acts a little bit like the damp cloth as well, because you're putting moisture on there, so it stops it cracking as well.
So we can go directly onto them. And like you said, Catherine, as long as you don't press too hard, you are going to be good to go. Obviously, it's going to seal in that moisture, so it's probably going to help it, if anything, to not crack. So you can just go all over that.
It's a completely different consistency, isn't it? I can see there as you're putting the paint on there, Anthony. Clay, it's absorbent. It is absorbent, but it's not drawing in that liquid there. It's sitting on the top. You're not losing the colour. It looks really, really good. You're keeping that intense colour there. Now, we are busy on the one-day special. In fact, I'm going to give you an update now. over 40% of the one-day special itself has already gone. So these are the 3 moulds that you're getting. They are incredible in size, 5 inches by 8 inches. If you're watching from the beginning there, Antony was measuring the rose. The largest rose is over 13 centimetres wide. Beautiful for your home decor. If you upcycle, if you want to make, of course, your artwork pieces for the wall, but of course you've got card making elements in here as well. Now, individually, you can get any of these from the one-day special as individuals. We'll give you the details as well. We've already had one sell out on one of the individuals, but we have got another option as well, included, and those as well from the one-day special. £17.99 is the price individually, £295, £294. Just bear in mind again, if you wanted to stretch to buy 2, so it takes you over that £25, you're getting another £5 straight back. So I know, you know, budget's a little bit tight. I'm not saying we're insisting you've got to do that. Obviously, you know your purse strings, but just bear that in mind about the £5 because it does make a difference. It
certainly does. So with this one, we're just going to show you this mould as well. So this is another one-day special. So you're going to get the swirly elements on the side here. What I really love about these, you've got a left and you've got a right. So yes, you can actually make a frame if you were to have 4 of those. So absolutely perfect. If you want a larger border, you've got like a rope here. You've then got one with flowers in between and then like a stylised rose with like a chain as well. So 3 of those, 4 of those, again, really, really great value within your one-day special. So we're just going to, again, just pop one into here. So again, we're just going to use some of our cornflour just to dust out that mould. And like I say, because it is brown, you can see exactly where you're going into there. So let's just tap that one out like so.
Lovely.
And just pop that in. So literally just using your fingers. Now this is quite a fine mould where it goes to these end parts here. Okay, so just using the Dresden tool. Okay.
Did you use a rolling pin at all, Antony?
Do you know what? No, I didn't. I'll show you what you can actually do. If the project that you want will see the back of it, or maybe you want to stick it onto something really, really flat, there is something else you can actually do. So let's just pop that in and then I'll show you what that is. So just press that in, like so. Okay.
Now, of course, if you prefer just use your fingertips, then you can see, obviously you can do that. If you have got a little rolling pin, you could use that as well. If you, maybe somebody who's got, you know, maybe dexterity problems or find a little bit more difficult to push it in there, a rolling pin over the top would work.
Or if you've got one of those really large ball tools, I'm not sure if I actually have, then you can actually like press that in as well. So, you know, crafters have got loads and loads of different tools. I'm sure there's something that you can just use to press your clay in. If you are going to be using a rolling pin, then I recommend you use one of the nylon ones, because this sort of clay particularly will stick into all of the wood wood grain on the wooden rollers. So just pop that in
now
there.
You can see the excess clay removes very easily from the silicone as well.
It does indeed. So let's just pop that in. So literally just pressing down. Now, right, okay. Now, with this particular clay, if you want it really, really smooth, then what you need to do is just get a little bit of water, okay?
Yes.
And you can actually just spray the back of that, like so, and then that's just going to add a little bit of moisture, and just then run your finger over it like so, and you can see, there we go, it's flattening out really, really nicely.
Lovely,
like
that is
so.
super smooth now.
Okay, so that's another thing you can actually do with that particular mould. And again, just flex that mould just like so. And because it's, like I say, it's more of a consistency of the fondant, then just pop that out.
Look at that, wow.
That's
and
how
look at the detail there. Now, they were the pieces I used on the table legs, because you can extend your decor pieces as well.
This is what's really good, and this is where this mould comes in. This isn't in the one-day special, but I think you've done this quite a lot as well, Catherine. Once you've actually started to build a board with this, maybe you want a little gap, and one of these ones here are going to work so well to build up that sort of detail on your design.
Oh, well, we do have an update. The modelling material is limited stock. Limited stock. You need to be quick on this. You seriously need to be quick on it. Remember, you're getting 4 pots for £16.99. If you're adding these into your basket with other items as well, maybe going for a mould and then the clay as well, that's going to take you over your £25. That means you're going to get £5 off as well. We are limited stock. Wow. Literally, we are hanging on by our fingertips as I'm speaking.
Okay.
I'm just getting constant updates. 287302 is the item number. When you've used that clay, keep those pots and decorate them, or keep them for putting clay in another time.
Yes, absolutely.
Technical sellout, that means, sorry Anthony, that means
okay.
all stock is allocated in baskets.
Right.
You need to check those baskets out to secure that stock. If anything bounces back, we'll let you know, but as we see it at the moment, we've sold out of the clay.
Right.
You do need to check out those baskets.
Okay.
Now, if we can't get any more of the clay, which I've got a feeling we can't, I don't know for certain, we'll keep you updated, but remember, you can use polymer clay, you can use your fondants, you can use your resins, you can use your hot glue as well. Maybe you've got other brands of clay that you know already at home, you can use those.
Yeah.
Do you know what, you could even, I better not say the brand name, but if you want the children to have a dabble while they're on school holidays.
That play, which just so happens to be a dough, that's the one.
Let the kids have a go with that as well.
So this is an embellishment here. Let me just measure some of these as well, because like I say, these work particularly well on cards because they're smaller. Okay, so in total you're going to get 18 in this particular one.
I love
these.
The
largest one is the square one. I love the square one. That's about 3 centimetres square.
Beautiful.
Okay, and the circular one, that's at 3 centimetres in diameter. Some of the smaller ones there, you've got 1.5.
We're busy on these as well, Anthony. I'm sorry.
3.
I've just got
to
give an update. Over half the stock has gone on the seahorse or seahorse treasures.
Yeah.
And it was
so like I say, 18 in total, and even with these, you know, you can mix and match, cut them in half as well. There's a canvas I did on the front there, Catherine.
Oh, I
that
wonder
one
if we can.
there. That's got some circular ones, but
the square one in the middle, is it the one that we need?
The big one. It's the canvas just here.
Oh, this one.
That's the one.
I can reach it.
Yeah.
I can reach it. Thank you, Jamie.
Now, what I've actually done there, and this is a tip. When the clay has actually hardened, okay, it is very, very hard. Yeah. Okay. So what I'd recommend is these ones here. They're only half. Okay. Because you can't see underneath, so I cut them in half. So cut them in half when it's still wet. So this is just a palette knife. Okay, we're just going to chop this one in half because I know it's going to be difficult to cut otherwise. Yeah. But look how cleanly that cuts, and I've only just cast that as well.
It has got that firmness, hasn't it?
Has.
Another clay is when you cut it, you just squash it.
It squashes it, yeah. So that's
a good
really,
point,
really
actually.
good.
I want to point out these flowers on here as well, because if you think to the one-day special with the 3 moulds,
that's the one.
This is the one that you said, is this a wild rose?
Peony,
isn't that beautiful?
It is, yeah.
When you see it decorated and the mediums there.
And all the mulberry tissue papers in the background there that just work so well with
We've not even seen those yet, the tissue papers.
So I better start building this canvas.
You better do. I'm busy with updates, actually. In fact, the one-day special, half of the stock has now gone. Half of the stock. Anthony, I'm going to let you get going, and I've got some emails. We've had so many emails come in, of course, supporting Anthony and welcoming him back as well. We are going to mention the tissue paper that Anthony's using. I'm just going to read, just as you're getting your bits and pieces ready. Hi, Anthony and Catherine. First, welcome back to Hochanda. You have been missed. The ODS looks amazing. Looking forward to the demos. Love, Donna. Hi Catherine, hi Anthony. I just wanted to say a huge welcome back to Anthony. It is fabulous to see him back on Hochanda and demoing the gorgeous Prima moulds. It is a match made in heaven. I look forward to seeing him on many more shows. He has been well and truly missed. And that's from
thank you very much.
And then another one from Lynn. Good evening, Catherine and Anthony. Great to see you back on Hochanda, Anthony. Best craft channel on TV. Looking forward to your demos and seeing more of you.
Somebody said to me, Hochanda, the home of craft, hobby and Anthony. And do you know what? Couldn't agree more. Right, let's just quickly go on to this one. So now we're going to be using the papers. Now the papers are really, really nice. They're called mulberry tissue. Okay, there's in total, I think per pack, you get 4. But what you pointed out to me, and I didn't know because I was doing small canvases, you said they can be joined.
They can, yes.
And that just makes it so more
and I've got a board to show you.
Yeah.
If I just hold this up, you actually get 2 sheets of the mulberry tissue. It is so strong as well. Now the 2 sheets have been put together here to make one big panel. So if you want to decorate a piece of furniture, of course you can cut into this, you can separate it. I'm just thinking again, a chest of drawers, you could put this on the whole of the front of the drawers.
Yes, you could
and separate where the drawers are.
What surprised me was the sheer strength of this stuff. You know, I actually stuck this onto cardboard and then tore the cardboard, and this stuff actually didn't tear. I was just so surprised at how tough this is. This is the actual just one sheet, so that's how deep just one sheet is. But what Catherine's just showed you is both of them as well. So really nice and easy to join. Unlike rice paper, if you ever use rice paper, and sometimes when you stick it down you peel it off, it can sometimes just like all go mushy. This won't, so you can actually reposition it a couple of different times until you get it spot on.
Now then, we've got two different options for you. We've got Zoe and Esme. This is the first one, so you can see that lovely text, the Parisian sort of influence there with those beautiful roses. $15.99, you're getting 2 packs, and there's 2 sheets in each pack, and they do go together. You want them to go together. And then we have the other option available for you as well. Now, we've only got the one set on board at the moment. We'll see if we can get the others out, because you need to see these unfurled really, because they are gorgeous. I've just noticed one of those is upside down on the screen because the wording's upside down. Look, not to worry, you can put yours the right way up. New today, 953975. Now, what I also discovered about these, because I was making some of the samples up and I was having to do it mainly during the night. In fact, I was up till about 4 in the morning the last 3 nights. I was painting in the not best of light, and I was a little bit impatient trying to get things finished, and I was applying some of the tissue with gel medium, and I hadn't washed the paintbrush out very well. So what I did, I'd got paint on top of the tissue. Do you know, I washed it under the tap and scrunched it and wrung it out, and it never tore at all.
Seriously, I was totally surprised at how durable the material is on its own. You know, obviously there's mediums out there where you can actually attach these to canvas bags. Just think how fabulous this would look on a canvas bag as well. I'm just literally popping this onto a canvas board at the moment. So I'm using the soft matte gel. Okay.
Right, we do have that. Got the details for you for that. Now, I'm just showing you some other sheets of the tissue there. The one that actually Antony's using is the one that I've just been holding up. You've got purples in there, you've got reds in there, you've got pinks, you've got greens, some really beautiful blues in there as well.
Oh, really beautiful, yeah. So what I do when I'm putting this on, first of all, in the corner, I actually put the glue underneath the mulberry paper. Then, as you can see here, there's none there. I then put it from the top. Okay, and that's how I found it best to actually stick. Because if you were just to apply it on the board, it would go over. You can actually use this as a resist as well. So if you're using things like distress paints or even your watercolours, wherever this goes, then that won't, because this will actually waterproof the mulberry paper as well. So
and of course you can stencil directly over the top of this when it's dry as well. We've got the stencils available. In fact, I believe, do we have another stencil available as well? We have the Fibre stencils for you. In fact, hopefully we can get the details for that as well. So the gel there on the screen, $14.99. It's a big pot of gel as well.
It's going to go a long way.
Hefty pot. 454977. 250 millilitres in total. It will go a very long way. Now the Fibre stencils that we've got available are these here. Beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. A really great quality and thickness of mylar as well. 6 by 9 inches. There you are. You've got the options of vintage and paper or the lawn there. $10.99. Oh, the laurel, sorry. $10.99 is the price. 205087.
What I love about them is you can actually like step and repeat them. So the pattern does sort of like repeat even on the other one as well. So it's really good. Next thing I'm going to be using is this. This looks like a hammerhead shark, but it's really handy. I've just gone over the top of this with the glue, but this just takes off all the excess glue. Okay, don't pop that back in your pot because it's probably contaminated in this instance. So let's just wipe that away. And seriously, it just goes over the top there. Now that tool is amazing if you're decoupaging onto furniture or anything as well, to get the air bubbles out. To get the air bubbles out. Also, you can go right up to the corners. And there's 2 different size heads on there. But there we go. And that does get, like you say, whether it's transfers or mulberry papers, that's going to get any tiny little air bubbles just out completely. Now, the actual gel itself, okay, it's going to take a couple of minutes to dry. What I will say is, if you've got any of the mulberry paper hanging over the edge of maybe a canvas and use a heat gun, just be careful, okay, because that will start to catch that, a light. So just be very, very careful when you're using that. So we're just going to use a heat gun at a distance.
Okay. Now I did actually cut mine very close to the edge. In fact, I was going around a circular box. Yeah. And I cut it very closely, and then I did try and sand it, and you can actually sand it as well. Yeah, all of the samples that I've done, if it's like a shaped piece of MDF, that's exactly what I've done as well, Catherine. Wonderful. So it doesn't take too long to dry, but like I say, just make sure that you don't put that heat gun Look
too
at the depth
close
of colour
to it.
in here.
It is so beautiful.
Isn't it?
Great thing about this as well, depending if you've got another colour underneath, that other colour will change the overall look as well. So don't just think that you know, leave the canvas white. You can actually do a different colour. I think that one there has got green underneath. Okay. So
now we're busy on the transfer tool as well. Approaching half of the stock has now gone on the transfer tool. This is a great tool. You've got a double-ended tool there, so you've got the wider end and the slightly narrower one. It is a really great tool to work with, very strong as well. Do you know, I think you'd find lots of other uses for it as well, not just for taking your bubbles out of under your decoupage papers, your rice papers, that sort of thing. You will find other uses for it as well. 953975 is the item number for the tissue paper, because that's just come on the screen as well. Remember, you've got two different choices there, $15.99. I'm just going to hold the board up again, just of one of the sets, because you get two individual sheets. So this is just from one pack. You get two packs and two sheets in each pack. So you can see, putting them together, it's like wallpaper. You can match the pattern.
You know, as I was saying, Catherine, because it is so robust, this paper, you know, if you don't match it up first time, just peel it back, put it back down, and seriously, you will get it spot on every single time. And then use that tool just to burnish where the two joins are, and seriously, you will not even see the joins hardly. Yeah.
Now, we were both making samples for the show, Anthony, and I've got to admit, I did quite a lot actually in my 3 days.
You did.
But I've got more samples that are part done as well, including more furniture. So I'm going to be posting those on Facebook and social media as I finish them, because the tissue I'm going to be applying to furniture as well. It's just incredible.
That's the thing. It's just so versatile. So Prima Redesign is basically their brand for furnishings, but we're just showing today that yes, you can do them on furnishings, but you can also make, and we're making wall art at the moment. So this is another one of the ones. This is the 3D stencil fibre paste. Now, if you have really fine moulds, okay, you can be using this like the lace moulds, as we were saying earlier. You can pop it into these moulds, but it is going to take 72 hours to actually set. So if you can wait for that to happen, then go for it, because maybe that you haven't got any of the clay. Well, you won't have, because it's gone.
Missed out.
So you can actually pop it in there, and it is very, very flexible when it actually does come out of the mould.
Very strong as well, very strong. And it takes all those different mediums as well.
So I'm literally just using a palette knife, and we're just going to go on here. Now, these particular stencils seem to be slightly thicker than your normal ones,
I'm not sure what the GSM of them are, because I think because they're from the US as well. I know paper doesn't come in GSM, so I don't know whether the stencil will either. But it is a great quality. We know the name Finnabar, don't we, as well? So I think you can imagine the quality of these.
So just pop some of this in, okay. And
now, something else that you can use through the stencils as well is another Prima product that we've got on the show, and that's the chalk paste.
Chalk, yes.
The chalk paste you can use in many different ways as well. You can paint with it. You can use it with your stencils, you can mix the colours together, you can add things into the paste. That works as well. We've got a choice of 4 colours for you here. So what you're getting 2 100 milliliter. It's a pick and mix. So you've got choices of 4 colours, but you've got 2 for each pick and mix. $16.99 is the price. There we go. You can see it on the website as well, with the beautiful colours, I've got to say. You have got Neptune, you've got Buckram Binding, English Country and Lark Green. I have got them actually, and also a couple of samples that I can show you as well that have been used with these unfinished projects, I've got to say, but we can show you. So the pots themselves are really good size. The chalk paste, Anthony, is something else that goes a very, very long way.
It is. It's really good. It's a really thick chalk paste. First time I've used anything like that. When I just put it onto a flat surface, then I mixed a little bit of water on a brush, and it's going to go a long way, but it does actually dry 3D as well, so you can be doing that if you should so wish. Obviously all the colours are intermixable, so you can make your own unique colours if you get two. Or three.
That green is beautiful as well. In fact, Antony, I'm going to pick up one of the samples that you've done here because I know that you used the chalk paste to decorate this frame, didn't you?
Yep, and the gilding waxes that we've also got on the show as well.
Oh, the waxes are gorgeous as well. We have got the waxes for you as well. It's Decor wax by Prima. There are different colours available in there as well. I think I had a definite favourite. I think you had a definite favourite. Ours was different. What was your
Mine was
favourite?
the copper.
Yours was the copper. I liked the dark metal, but I love the blue as well.
Yeah.
And mixed together, oh, just gorgeous. Oh. In fact, there was a lady, I do apologise, we had so many comments and questions following posting our samples on social media. Not had a chance to answer everybody yet, but I did notice before I left to come to the studios today, a lady had asked me what colours I'd used on my samples that look blue. It was the wax that we've got on the show. It was the blue and the dark metal one mixed together. Look at that.
What I've actually done here, don't know if you actually saw me, but what I did, before I took the stencil off, I just sprayed some water over the top, because this is the difference I wanted to show. If you spray water over the top, you get a nice smooth finish to your stencil, but this one I didn't, and it gives a nice rough finish. So again, it depends how the look you want to achieve. Then either spray it or just take the stencil off. Okay, so that's two different finishes. So you can see how beautiful that is looking just already. That is a really, really nice stencil there. Like I say, really, really good size. My tip is, if you want to then colour this afterwards, okay, you can do, and what I always do, I put the stencil back over top once it's dry, and then just go over there, so you don't have to carefully go over every single little piece.
Very good
tip. But you can add a little bit of acrylic paint to this paste, okay, to actually colour it beforehand if you should so wish.
Wonderful.
So let's just pop that aside.
Lots of mediums to colour after dry as well. Your spritzers, you know, I'm thinking about, oh, we've got so many spritzers. Pearly wicks would work very, very well. You've got, of course, your acrylic paint you can mix in, as Antony said. You could sprinkle your brush shells into there as well. That would work, or mix micas into there. All those things would work, wouldn't it? Now
we're going to use one of the stencils. Okay, this is what I really love. So this is like a trellis work type of design. So I've already put chalk paint. This is just MDF. Okay, the chalk paint is just one coat, and it completely blocks out anything.
Is that the chalk paste?
It is indeed. I think it's that one there.
That is called Buckram Binding, the colour that Antony's using right now.
It could be English Country, actually.
Oh, no, it's not that one, is it? English Country, is it that one? Yes,
which is
English Country. English Country, there we are.
So just pop the stencil on like so, okay, and then just cut that down a little bit. Okay, let's just cut.
Now these stencils, just as a reminder, are reusable, aren't they?
They are reusable. So what you tend to do, once you actually put the paint or the paste over the top of them, okay, is literally just to take them off. I always just take them off, put them onto a clean mat, and then just clean them, okay? And again, this is where your little tool could come in handy here, just to help press that stencil in place.
Now 80% of the stock of the tool has gone. Been busy on this one. I'm thinking all those people with the electric die cutting machines as well would find this very useful.
Absolutely, yes, they would indeed. Oh, I like that.
Yes, definitely. I think you're going to find many uses for it. I've thought of a few DIY jobs around the home that I would use it for as well. £9.99 for the transfer tool. New today. Been very busy on this. 161195.
Now the gilding wax. Oh, I love this gilding wax. Do you know what? The price for this gilding wax is phenomenal. You know, there are other brands out there that are near enough the same price. But you get less. Yes. This is a beautiful one. What I'm going to do here is go extreme. So yes, you can use your finger in it, but make sure you wash your fingers afterwards, obviously. But I'm just going to use a sponge brush, and we're just going to go on there. So I want that slightly distressed look. I don't want it to look perfect, so I'm not worried too much whether I go into every little nook and cranny on there, okay? Because I wanted like a trellis work behind the flowers, and I'm sort of like looking at the time and seeing how little time we have left.
I know, where's this hour gone?
Where's this canvas?
Just while you're doing that, I'm just going to grab something if it's all right with our producer. I've got a couple of samples I just want to bring in.
Okay, so we're just going to keep on going over that. Like I say, I'm using a brush, a sponge brush here, just to go over there, just for speed, really. And just go on there. And then what you can do, just use maybe a sheet of acetate, okay, because obviously you want to keep this nice and pristine as possible. So just pop that onto a piece of acetate just to store it, okay? So I'm just going to pop that just back there like so. We're just going to leave that one there. You can polish this one up after use, by the way, once it's actually dry.
It polishes beautifully, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Now, I think we've got all the colours here. So, oh no, they're the paste, aren't they? Where? Oh, they're the paste. We're just getting.
Here we go. I've got
pot soap. Oh,
there's all three.
Bless him. Jamie's just opening them for us. But as soon as you've got yours
so that's
here,
the copper.
So that's the one you've just been using, Anthony.
Beautiful.
The copper.
Really warm colour.
And they smell beautiful.
They smell beautiful. This is your favourite, I do believe.
This one is my favourite, yes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got a hint of blue.
It has.
Now that's the gravity, I believe, because then we've also got
this one here, which I think this is the gravity.
That's the gravity. This is Vega.
This
is Vega.
Yep.
And gravity is.
This is the blue.
The blue.
Yeah,
now, what I found was they're beautiful on their own, but those two together.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, they work so
indeed.
well.
Yeah.
Now, of course, individually £12.99, and that's going to go a long, long way. But if you want to go for two, that's going to take you up over that £25 mark, which means you can get £5 off because of the deal wheel, of course.
Wow.
Now, we've had a question about the moulds, Anthony.
Okay.
Leslie's emailed in.
Yep.
She's asked, can you use plaster of Paris with the moulds?
Yes, you can indeed, yeah. And like I say, because plaster of Paris is a wet medium anyway, and as I said before, at the top of the hour, these moulds are completely flat. So you don't have to cast half of it, then tilt it, do another little bit. You can do the whole lot in one go. Obviously, if you're going to be putting resins in there, resins will actually get hot when you actually mix them up. I say these will go up to 260 degrees. So all of the boxes are ticked.
They certainly are. And I just wanted to just bring in a couple more samples just to show you. And again, using the gilding waxes or the waxes on here, I've had a mixture of the grey and the blue, but then I did actually go with some white chalk paint as well to sort of highlight it. Some of the tissue on the top there as well, so it looks as though that's been peeled off. But this is all created from that mould in the one-day special, the one with the Italian accents.
Beautiful.
Just putting them together as corners. So that was actually a face cream box, would you believe?
Wow.
That somebody donated to me. It had a very posh jar of face cream in it.
And that's
not one that I could afford to buy myself.
Great. Anything you've got lying around the house that maybe you're thinking of binning, you know, have a think. You know, these moulds will transform anything.
They certainly
absolutely
will.
anything. So I'm just
I love what you've done here with the tissue.
Again, yeah, I've just literally put onto a piece of board. This is when I ripped it or tried to rip it, and seriously, the actual mulberry tissue is just virtually indestructible. I was just like. Really, really good.
Now, what I would say as well, unlike rice paper and your decoupage papers, if you wet it, it's not going to make it tear easier.
No.
It's so strong. It's unbelievably strong. It's been made like this for a reason, because you can apply it to furniture, because it's for your art needs as well. It needs to be robust. So it is very, very different to your regular decoupage papers and also to your rice papers as well.
Now, are the keys already gone, did you say?
The keys, unfortunately, have gone.
Right,
well, the locks, yes, they have gone.
Locks, yep. So
they went very, very quickly. I think we were about 15 minutes
I'm just going to pop this one on anyway, okay, because it's such a beautiful mould. I'll tell you what I'll do. Where's my waxes? So let's just go over this. And this is where these are beautiful. So just using your finger. Another thing is with this, it's not very clumpy, if that makes sense.
It's not clumpy at all.
Because I know often people say just tap your finger on the glass. I actually found just putting it in the lid there and then just going over, and it was probably one of the best and easiest waxes that I've ever used. Because like I say, it's just not clumpy at all. As you can see in there, some of them are very, very soft. Yeah. But this just seems to be the right consistency to work nicely. So let's just pop that on to there. Now, individually, we have 4 moulds left available. I know we're going through the stock quickly on one of the others. We've got vulnerable stock. Now, we've got the one-day special with 3 moulds with the saving for you, but you can get any of the moulds in the one-day special as an individual, plus the Seahorse Treasures as well. Over 60%
of the stock gone for seahorse treasures individually. So there it is, 18 individual little moulds there. These are fantastic. I'll just remind you again, these are created with home decor in mind as well as everything else as well. You can apply them to the top of your little, this is actually ceramic knob. This shows how the paint covers well as well. That's ceramic, not wooden. So it gives you that sort of decorative element there. But as you're using them as decor pieces on your canvases as well, you've shown how you can cut into them with the clay if you're lucky enough to get the clay, but of course using other products, you don't have to use the full pieces if you're hiding bits.
You know, we're saying this is actually paper in here because I actually had to email Prima about something to ask whether it could go outside, and she came back and said it's paper, it can't, but when you actually tap it, it does.
It does have the feel of plaster.
It does.
Not the weight of it.
It is a beautiful material. So let's just pop these ones on, and hopefully, do you know, we might actually finish this canvas. We've been talking, demoing, and not doing the canvas, but we're near enough there, I do believe.
Well, we hopefully we'll get a last reminder, another one-day special as well.
Okay.
Now, of course, this is the launch show. We've been extremely busy. Now, Antony's back at 9 o'clock tonight, and of course tomorrow at 9 o'clock as well in the morning, at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock for the final call. If we have stock left, we've had sellouts already. Stock is disappearing quickly. It could be one of those, who knows. And of course we've got sales throughout the night as well. Of course shows are repeated throughout the night, so we will be making sales in between all of the shows during the evening and throughout the night into the morning as well.
So this is my favourite colour, purely because for this particular canvas it just gave that warm effect, the copper sort of colour. So we're just going to pop that one on there. But like I say, because these are really substantial moulds, you know, you don't have to use the moulds in their entirety. You can just use sections, entirely up to you. And you know, we've gone through all the mediums that you can be using, so everyone's going to have something in their crafting stash that they can use in here.
Gorgeous.
So how long have we got, Kath?
We've only got 1 minute left.
1 minute. That's
1 minute
left.
That's
going to be perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Details on the screen, of course, for the one-day special, and actually we've got the individuals there at the moment. $17.99. Remember, for the individuals, you can get any of the moulds that are in the one-day special, but of course the value is in the one-day special itself. You're getting the roses, you're getting the forest flora, and you're getting the Italian accents. Now, Antony's used Italian accents there. Are those leafy bits that you can see? That's from that one mould, but you've got more than that in that mould as well. The roses Antony's putting together now, which are absolutely beautiful. I've got to say, they're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
So just a little bit of acrylic paints on those, and then I just went around with a little bit of white just to highlight the edge of the petals there.
Lovely.
And here we go.
Beautiful.
I didn't think I was going to get this done.
Do you know what? We've only got seconds left, Antony. The one-day special, over half of the stock gone in the first show. Do you want to hold that up, Antony, so everybody can see that? That's absolutely beautiful. Don't forget your code to get your £5 off as well. Beautiful. And you can 3D these moulds as well. You can see that. Hopefully Antony can show you how to do that. We'll see you very, very soon.